You, cool. So recording now. Let's wait a few more moments because I know some other people are hopping on. How's it going, Balajai?
Hey,
Hey, how's it going? Excited to
going
get
really
started?
well. I'm super excited. I'm kind of
Sweet.
eating my dinner, so I'm gonna have to mute while I chomp my breakfast for dinner is what I'm having right now.
No worries, no worries. We'll go ahead and get started, guys. So today, guys, is centered around how to get more, generate more clients for you guys as soon as possible. And all three of you are in med spas, so even better. So here's the deal, guys. We're gonna go over kind of some quick wins so you could start getting some clients here now, because I believe a lot of you or most of you have at least an email list already. If not, that's totally fine. You could put this in your back pocket, and then we'll go over kind of how I generate clients as soon as possible. Selma, Philip told me that you have questions on your ad, so we can get to that. I tied that into today's lesson, but we can go ahead and get started. Sound good, guys? Cool.
Yep, perfect.
Cool. So some quick wins here. And this is super simple, right? Hold on. Some people are joining right now. All right. So super simple, guys. So your homework for this week, and I'm already starting off with homework, right? All right, give me 1 second. I think I'm going to pause for 1 second, guys, because I think people are trickling in. So I'm going to wait until we get to a good stop of people trickling in, and then we'll continue. Geez, Jamie, where are you at? Are you just soaking in the rays?
Yeah, I'm at the lake. I plan to be home in an hour, but
You could miss this
figured I
call.
could have the call here too.
Yeah, great. I'm recording, so that's fine. Hey, Tin, how are you?
Doing great, Jordan. How are you?
Good, man. You excited?
Excited, fired up.
Cool. Yeah, we're double coaching today, like I said. So
Yeah.
get ready for that.
Sadly, it's the last call on Instant Leverage, but glad that we're gonna have many more calls with this program.
Yeah, 100%. Cool, guys. So I think we have most people in our group, so I'll go ahead and get started. And as people trickle in, we'll stop for them. But some quick wins for you guys this week, right? I want, for the people who are coming to Denver, I'd like you guys to do this. And even more so if you're not coming to Denver, just do this and let me know how this works out for you, because it's how I actually booked some clients, just reactivating my own clientele, right? So we talk about database reactivations a lot of the times for our clients, and actually everyone except for Tin is in med spas, right? So it's a way for us to reactivate our own clientele in the most easiest ways possible. Because here's the thing, guys, I'm at 36K a month right now, and I'm just diving into reactivating my own database, right? So the methodology here is, one, I know a lot of people can get discouraged by the work that they're doing in terms of they're not getting any sales, but just like how we tell our clients, right? It's not at a loss because we're building our list, right? Building the clientele, building up trust. So what I'd like you guys to do is follow this script, and I'm going to send out this doc right after this call. But one, it's a reoffer script, and two, a reactivation script, right? So step one, send this reoffer script to any leads in the pipeline that haven't closed, and any old leads that said no, or they're going to think about it, right? Does that make sense, guys? And if you can turn on your webcams, go ahead and do so, because it makes me feel like I'm talking to people, right? And I can see you guys. And this is like small group coaching, you know what I mean? So let's get to know each other and build the community and help each other out, right? So say, hey, first name, I'm testing out something new that will allow you to come in for less now and allow you to cash flow quicker. I wanted to run this past you. I want to run it past a few people that might be interested and thought of you. Let me know if you want more info. No worries either way, right? Just a simple script. for this, for re-offering your, sending a re-offer to old leads. If you've ever lost a client or old clients, I'd like you guys to send this reactivation text, right? Hey, first name, I'm testing out something brand new that you might want to take a look at. I wanted to run it past a few people that might be interested, and I thought of you. Let me know if you want info. No worries either way. Kind of flip that. But if you see here, I say no worries either way to kind of like smoothen the blow, so to speak. Because like in sales, like if you're too pushy and stuff like that, you could lose the sale. This is like a low barrier of entry. Like, hey, if I were to conversationally say this text, it'd be like, hey man, I have something new that I'm cooking up, thought of you, and want to see if you're interested, right? So does this make sense, guys? It's a simple way to reactivate your current database, and I wouldn't offer anything that I didn't do myself. So this is exactly what I did, right? I used High Level on my own end, and for the people who don't know High Level, we will get to that in this program, but we or the agency that Client Swap, you use High Level here, and I know most of you are using High Level right now. So all I simply did was, hey, first name, right? I just did a custom variable and I just followed the script, right? Just followed the script as of what I just outlined above. Hey, I'm testing out something new that'll allow you to come in for less and allow you to cash flow quicker, right? I had testimonials here, guys. So if you have testimonials, add them. If you don't, no worries either way. So watch, I'm doing the same thing. Go ahead and send this out. It's like the quickest way to book appointments. And I think I landed, when I did this campaign, I landed like 3. I think I landed 3 clients off of this text, right? And I did a little bit extra. I did a follow-up text like a couple of days later in High Level. But I think you guys get the point, right? Basically, what I'm trying to say is we're all agency owners here. I'm willing to bet everyone's in their own different scenario right now, but I'm willing to bet most of you have emails or leads that we're just not communicating with, right? Is that it? Can we all say that? I have that myself, right? That I struggle with, that I'm not even doing email campaigns for, and I am starting now, right? But in this case, we tested this out ourselves, and it was like a quick way to get 3 new clients, right? And we had a list of like, I think our list is like something small, like 300 or 400, right? Of the people who have opted in with us. So it's not anything crazy at the time that we did this. So you don't have to have this crazy big list of, MedSpot clients or what have you, right? It's just an easy way to reactivate them. I'm going to pause here to make sure like this is clear, that I want, this is like a homework for you guys. So Selma, any questions on that? I know you're unmuted.
No, I don't have any questions. My database is like 10 people though.
That's fine. That's fine, right? I mean, that's 10 people. Hey,
Right.
like, I mean, mine was 300, but you can say like, if you even get them to start a conversation, right? If you get one, that's like, you know what I mean? That's not bad at all, right?
Right.
And even like I said, for the people who don't have leads yet, right? Have this in the back pocket for when you do, right? Because one of the scripts was, if you ever lose a client, right? So the intention of this program is to get you guys to 10K as quick as possible. So what happens if you don't close a client, right? Do we just leave them in the dust? Do we just leave money on the table burning? You know what I mean? It's starting to strategize these scenarios to kind of like squeeze the juice out of everything. Does that make sense? Cool. Cool beans. Dominique, you showed your webcam. Do you have a question?
No, I was just turning my webcam on because you said you didn't like talking to.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
I was
Cool.
driving before, but now I'm parked, so I turned it on.
Cool. Well, hopefully that makes sense, guys, and we can kind of move on to how to generate more clients ASAP, right? So here's the thing, guys. When I first started, I was, very discouraged because, I wasn't getting any leads, any booked appointments, right? And I was basically giving up too early, right? So what I'm trying to say here is like the thing in this program, like we firmly believe in the popcorn effect, right? Small little things equate to a big change in terms of sticking with it, sticking true to the 90-day outline that we prescribed for you guys, sticking true to the organic prospecting, right? Because here's the thing, guys, organic especially, that's numbers driven, right? It's a volume game, right? Not everyone is going to say yes with organic, and you get easily discouraged, right? But there's a reason why, Philip got to 11K in 6 days using organic, right? He kind of kept through it. And same thing with paid. I have to say, a lot of people get discouraged with paid because they might have spent like $100 with no bookings, or $200 with no bookings. But here's the thing, guys. We charge we charge typically here at Client Swipe $2,000 for our retainers, $2,500, right? Depending on the service. So we have to be, me especially, I have to be willing to spend at least that for the paid aspect to acquire one client, right? Does that make sense? So in the beginning, like if I would have like, hey, I'm not getting leads at like $10 or $6 a lead, right? If I would have like freaked out and did that, I guarantee you guys, I would not be where I'm at. Right. And someone who's better at paid than me told me that. I'm like, hey guys, like he was like, Jordan, how much is your retainer? And at the time I was like $1,500. I was like $1,500. I was like, okay, well, how much are you telling your clients to spend on ads? And I was like, $1,000. Right. It's like, okay, Jordan, like, if you're telling your clients to spend at least $1,000, right? Like, why aren't you doing that? And I'm like, I don't know. I guess it's just limiting belief. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? And alternatively, it's like, okay, how much is your retainer? $1,500. How much is the average agency client? It's about 3 months if you guys don't know, right? So it's like, okay, well, if you break even on acquiring one client and say nothing happened within the month, but you spent $1,500 to acquire one client, you're in the green, right? Assuming that they stay on for 3 months and you do the best job possible, you're in the green if you break even. And I was like, that was like the deciding factor for me. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? I'm just not mentally strong enough to like push forward with these ads and spend enough, right? And I know the thing is like saying like, hey, Jordan, you're just telling me to spend enough. Is it that simple? You know what I mean? Yes and no, right? There's a components to that, and we'll get to that in this module. But basically what I'm trying to tell you guys, like one, for both paid and organic, right? One, it's a numbers game. Two, entrepreneurship is just one big personal development journey. Things will steer you off the path in terms of, am I doing the right thing, right? Shiny object syndrome. This person has the better system. Maybe I should switch to that, right? Get that dopamine rush. And then 2 months later, you got no clients, right? So basically what I'm trying to say to you guys is it's a numbers game. Don't get discouraged. Stay on the path, the winning path that we know, right? And one, for organic, stick true to that. You'll get a lot of no's, but you're saving on ad spend. It's a great way to land clients. Again, Philip did it 11K in 6 days. It's nuts. He was utilizing his VA too, right? So he made it where it wasn't labor intensive. And then alternatively with paid, don't get discouraged on if it's not working, like first and foremost. And I'm going to pause here to get your guys' questions and concerns, because I know this is kind of like a taboo topic, right? In terms of mainly for paid ads, but I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that before we move on. And I'm gonna ask Balaji, since you're new to the group here too, like, what are your thoughts on that?
That it's a numbers game.
Yeah.
I can totally relate to sometimes feeling the need to like move on to something else, or to move to a shiny object because it's not immediately working. So I'm definitely taking on board your advice to kind of like just stick with it and to keep plugging. Yeah.
And then so that's for, of course, for organic. And I know you're at a position to do paid at least soon, right? So what are your thoughts on that?
I'm looking forward to doing paid. I mean, one of my, challenges in my head is the fact that I don't have that much by way of testimonials right now. So I kind of feel like if, testimonials would really boost the paid side of things.
100%, man. But I'll tell you this much. When we'll get to this, I run testimonial ads now, right? But how I hit my first 10K, well, it was a little less than 10K, was a meme. It was a meme ad. It was literally Batman slapping Robin and it was a meme ad saying, "Hey, med spa retainers are expensive. Find someone who'll do it on commission then." That's exactly the ad that I ran. And we'll go over this, Balaji, specifically for you, and more so in the paid section too. But don't get hung up on testimonials, right? Simply because as long as we craft the message correctly, and we'll get to that, you should be fine. Basically what I'm saying is don't have that limiting belief that you need the testimonials. It's absolutely important, right? And all I'm running right now is video testimonial ads. I'm not saying it's not important, but what I'm saying is to even start, it's you don't necessarily need that. Does it make sense?
Yeah. Thank you. It makes sense.
Yeah. I'm gonna call on Tin too, because I haven't ever talked to you yet, my man. So what are you?
I've been talking to Philip lately.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this, my man?
I mean, it's a good reminder because with sales, it is a numbers game. I haven't done enough calls yet to know my exact numbers, but I do know that once you get those numbers, it's just a law of averages, and it's just feeding. The more you do, then the more you're gonna get out of that pipeline, and the more results you get.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really great reminder to keep in mind, especially when you're doing so much, but you haven't gotten the results that you expected right away yet, that instant gratification that people want. So once for example, I do like 100 calls or something, then I'll get like better clarity on my numbers, and I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, 100%. And Tin, what's your niche again?
I'm doing solar.
Oh, with Philip. Great. Okay. So yeah, I mean, even better with like, you talking to Philip, because like solar, it's very much, hey, we need to know the numbers, right? But then also what I'm about to say next is kind of hones in and can amplify everyone's sales here. So when you guys are actually, since Tin, you're still on the, still chatting with you, right? When you're, let me ask you, like, how deeply do you know solar people, like individually? Like, how well do you know your customer avatar?
I don't know too much yet, but I have been doing research, like joining the Facebook groups, reading about what they're asking for, how they're currently getting leads, and a lot of them are still very traditional in a sense where they're doing door to door or getting referrals.
Mm-hmm.
And with COVID and stuff, a lot of them saw drops in the numbers, so they are looking for more leads to get back to where they were before COVID.
100%.
And with summer coming up, it's going to be door knocking season, and a lot of them have not very good experience with lead gen in the past, where they're promised leads, but they weren't getting any appointments or not much leads at all. So I'm actually excited to get those kind of clients where we can actually get them results that are satisfactory. Yeah.
No, that's great, man. It sounds like, I know you first said like you don't know, but it sounds like you have a good base. You know what I mean? The quickest way that I've coached, right, to get people to understand the messaging, and it'll segue into what I'm about to say next. And truthfully, is one of the first step in the modules that we're giving you guys today, in terms of the video modules that we're giving out today, is funnel hacking different agencies in your niche. Have you done that yet, Tin?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Balaji, have you done that yet?
No, I haven't done any funnel hacking.
Okay.
In this industry. Yeah.
Okay. So we're sending out these modules today, but as an additional homework for you guys today is for everyone to go on Google, type in your niche, then marketing agency, right? And then here, I'll just do it with you guys. This is exactly how I started. And for the people who are med spa, you're going to follow my footsteps right now. Oh, I'm already sharing my screen. I totally forgot. So I'm just gonna fast track this for the sake of this call. But what I want you guys to do is go on to Google, again, type in your niche, type in marketing agency, and then find marketing agencies in your niche that are doing the same thing as you, or what you want to do, and funnel hack them. So what I already know, Patient Rhino. So for the people in the med spa industry, a big competitor of mine is called Patient Rhino here in the States, right? They do body contouring, cryoskin, and stuff like that. Tin, I know you're not in med spas, but this foundation still applies, right? In terms of solar. I mean, one, you can funnel hack Philips ads. You know what I mean? But I would encourage you to find different people, right, and funnel hack them. And what I mean by that is go onto their Facebook ad library and look at what they are doing, right? But most importantly, see the language that they're using, the offer that they're using, and the pain points that they are using, right? So with med spas, I can know off the top of my head, they give out deals, right? They're new med spa owners typically, right, in the space right now, especially with COVID. Everyone's buying machines. Everyone's trying to build their business, right? They're discounting because they believe that people will come in, right? That's one. They're afraid of selling bigger packages. What I know off the top of my head right now is they're sick of Groupon, right, cutting into their profits. Those individuals don't become repeat customers. They're tired of relying on inconsistent marketing, friends and family, because when that dries up, what do? Right? So I know I'm speaking with med spas, but this same thing applies with everybody, right? Go funnel hack an agency, a competitor in your niche, and note kind of the pain points that they're using. And then once you do that, you'll click into their funnel, look at their landing page, see exactly what they're doing. If you notice, right, a lot of the things that they say in the ad, they are saying on the landing page, right? So especially with iOS 14, guys, especially with the targetings, some of the targetings being ripped away from us, we have to focus on the old school way of marketing, right? Which is, what's the customer avatar? What are their pain points? What do they like doing, right? What gets them to take an action? I know Amis, and I'm speaking on behalf of myself when I first started, I kind of just dove into like systems, processes, what's the best targeting, right? Making up excuses for what's actually important. And that's like building a relationship with these individuals, right? Building a connection, which is even more important now with iOS 14, which is messing up the whole industry, right? In terms of ad spend and metrics. Does that make sense, guys? Give me one in the chat if that makes sense. And I'm going to pause here I'll stop because I know I've been talking. Any questions or concerns about this? Anything that you guys don't get? No, we're good? Okay. Share my screen. So go ahead and funnel hack these individuals, even to the point of opting in. So if you see here, guys, for med spas, and I'll give you the secret sauce right now of why they're doing this, right? These med spas, this is basically to help out your sales team, right? What's the number one issue for selling packages each month? What's the name of your office, right? What's the phone number, right? Email. So it's like in a way of kind of pre-qualifying them. So I would, for the people in med spas, I would funnel hack Patient Rhino, honestly. I would enter a dummy name, dummy content, right? Look up a dummy phone number, dummy email, and then just click into it, see what their confirmation page is like, see how they do things and stuff like that, just so you can get a feel of what the competition is doing, so you can innovate on top of it and make it better. For U10, I know with solar, right, they want, Excel bill, right? Or what's the electric company? What's the electric bill, right? Do you own the home? Stuff like that. That's a big thing for solar. So stuff like that. Make sense, guys?
Yes.
Cool. So leading me to my next thing here is really focusing on creating a high ticket offer and messaging sheet that we went over previously in a call. And Balajai, I know you weren't on that call, so I included it here in this Zoom call. So I'll go over this. Yep, I'll go over this quickly because it kind of relates to everything that we talk about here. So what we want to do, guys, and actually let me tell you guys, let me stop sharing and I'll show you the agencies one so you guys can get a feel for it. I'll go over this quickly because I know we talked about this in the past. So what you're going to want to do, guys, is create a pain list for your niche, right? So in terms of the agency, so I'm just going to list off a few things and hopefully some of you can relate, right? Spending hours working on your agency with no real results in the last 90 days, right? Spending thousands on marketing courses that just gives endless amount of content and you've achieved nothing, right? Wasting money on paid advertising and it's not landing any clients, right? So what I want you guys to do is go through kind of building the messaging, and it stems from creating a pain list. What are the core problems, right? Like agency, they don't have a 10K a month agency, right? They're spending thousands of dollars on courses with no clients to show from it, right? Some of the pain points that we address in this program. What's the problem with your ideal client, right? They've chosen a career path that is against the grain and they want to validate that to their friends and family. This one, that was me. That was literally me. That's why I joined Instant Leverage, which is a separate program for those of you who don't know, right? That was communicated to me, and that's ultimately why I joined, right? Because I wanted to validate my career choice to my family, my wife, right? We just had a daughter, as many of you guys know, right? I wanted to validate that decision. So it comes in line with people buy off the desires rather than the actions. So people, med spa clinics, they want to be a 6-figure clinic. They could give a shit about 10 booked appointments a month. Does that make sense? Right? If you sell the desire rather than the action, because when you talk about the actions and stuff like that, people develop biases. They might be overloaded with the actual steps, and they could just flat out be like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I do understand wanting to be a 6-figure med spa clinic. Does that make sense, guys? So focusing on that, but the first step on doing that is actually going back to the roots of marketing, right? And this is not the sexy part of marketing, right? This is the stuff that I always overlooked, which I'm telling you guys need to do this 100%. So that's the third homework, right? 3 pieces of homework on today's call. So if you haven't done this, do this. And I'm even making it a separate thing too. I want you guys to do this and send it to me so I can look it over. I'm committing to you guys that I will look it over, give you my feedback. But here's the thing, guys, like in this program, it's my passion to make you guys succeed, but you guys have to meet me halfway. You know what I mean? And I say this too, because like, I know a lot of courses is like, hey, do this, and then nothing, you know what I mean? So do this, send it to me. I give you my commitment to look it over, and I will give you some feedback, but this is the first step. Give me a 1 in the chat if you agree to that. Boom, boom. We're giving some value today. Yeah, so I'm not gonna go too much into this, guys, because I know we have some. Well, let me just finish this off. Create a pleasure list, right? Create what they actually want, and if they can wave a magic wand, right? What would their next 3 months to a year look like, right? If you could wave a magic wand, what would their desire be? And I lied. I'm gonna finish this off. All of this is important to develop. And I know we went over your core offer, but it's kind of to refine your core offer so you can communicate it flawlessly. Does that make sense? I know each and every one of you has your core offer already, but it's how do we communicate that when you're on a demo call, when you're on a discovery call, when you're at a cocktail party? How do you do that with vigor to be like, this is what I do? And if you're a med spa and you don't hang up with, or if you don't, if you don't sign up for my program, I'm doing you a disservice, right? So I know the messaging to kind of overcome obstacles and stuff like that. So it's all related, and we'll get to that. But at the end of the day, guys, we do all this stuff to achieve this, right? Get you to believe this, for those of you who have been in my coaching for a little while here, I always harp on mindset, because that's what literally took me from nothing to 30K a month, to feed my daughter, to feed my wife. You know what I mean? Me being the main source. It's like, if I can make my ideal client believe that my opportunity is the key to what they desire most and is only attainable through my process, then all objections become irrelevant and they must invest. Does that make sense? Right? So with me, If I can make agency owners believe that a simple personalized roadmap is the key to generating 10K a month and is only attainable through the 6-figure human consulting program, then all objections become irrelevant and they must invest. And if you believe this, guys, if they ever do give you an objection, you know how to handle it. Is this starting to make sense? Word. Okay, guys, I'm going to move on here because I know we want to go over other things. So really the main reason why we do that is it's all encompassing to everything that we do, the messaging, because a refined messaging allows you to create copy that sells the click. And again, like my philosophy, an ad, the main goal, sell the click. The demo or the discovery call, the main goal, sell the demo. The demo call, main goal, sell your service, right? But how do we do that? We get them to believe in what we just talked about through understanding their pain points and whatnot. And everything that we do is stem from kind of building that customer avatar, building that messaging so we can effectively communicate that in our copy, our headlines. And even if it's not working, right? Even if our hypothesis of an ad is not working, we have the wherewithal to be like, okay, this piece of creative is not working, but I know the foundation and the pain points to adjust accordingly. So I'm never lost. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So with that being said, Selma, I know that you had questions on your ads, right? And I know everyone else is in a different spot right now in terms of where they are in the program. But I know Philip told me personally that you want to look at your ads. So I think it's a good introduction for the people who haven't run ads yet.
Okay.
And we can go over that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make you host. And I'm going to have you share your screen and we'll look at it together. And then we'll move on to what I had next.
Okay, can you see my screen?
I cannot.
Share screen.
Okay.
So this is the, can you see my screen now?
Yep.
Okay, so this is the very simple ad that that Philip helped me set up. It's one picture, one image. I'll go into it. But anyway, I've spent $150 and I got one lead and it was a junk lead, like it was a wrong phone number. So maybe somebody was funnel hacking my ad. I don't know.
Okay. Let me see. Can I see the ad?
That's weird. Hold on. Oh, it was this one. Sorry, it's the wrong one. So I can post the text in the chat if that helps, if it's too small.
Yeah, go ahead and post the text in the Slack channel.
Okay.
Well, does it format correctly on Zoom? Do you guys know? Just so I could see it. Yeah, you know what? Just someone go ahead and post it. If you don't want to share it, like you could post it. You could send it directly to me if you want. I mean, everyone here can see it, but it's up to you.
How do I send it to you? Hold on.
Or yeah, I mean, you could send it directly there too. Okay. And is this a Facebook lead form or what is this?
It's a Facebook lead form.
Okay.
And in the lead form, I'm just asking, I think 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking, are you willing and able to invest in your business? What best describes you? Can you invest 5 to 10 hours per week? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And your business website.
Yeah, let me run your ads for free for 30 days. Metzvahs want me to run. Let me see here. I'm going to pull up my ads and just walk you through it, Selma.
Okay.
Because I think there's a couple things we could do just off the copy alone. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing so I could show everybody too, and then we'll make you the host again.
And so the way that Philip asked me to set it up, he asked me to separate the list that we got from JR into phone numbers and emails, set and run it to a 1% lookalike for each.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. So this is mine, right? And again, like how I was telling Balajai, like I'm doing testimonials now, but that's not what I started to do. I I did a meme ad, and I could show you that. And then Selma, just so we're on the topic, I'm just doing a lookalike, just all encompassing. It's not going to make a difference because you're using both. You know what I mean? So what Philip said is not. It doesn't matter because I'm using phone and email. You know what I mean? Because I just kept it the same from JR. So let me read your copy again. One thing that just first glance here, I would try kind of a more emotional approach to that for the pain points.
Okay.
I know that this works really well with solar. So Tin, you can, I mean, this is exactly what Philip did for his, you know what I mean? Like kind of straight to the point, so to speak. But for everyone else in like kind of the beauty niche and stuff like that, I tend to typically go with kind of the pain points that I outlined in that messaging sheet that I just talked about, right? So in my copy, I say, med spa owners like Mike are effortlessly growing their med spa with this new cheat code system. Now, Selma, I know you don't have testimonials, but you could say,
I have 3 video testimonials.
oh, that's right. Never mind. You can literally do this. You can literally do this, right? But if you didn't, I would say med spa owners are growing their med spa with this new cheat code system. You don't necessarily have to run a video testimonial, right? But I would kind of do that, right? Because the whole point, guys, here is to sell the click, right? And how do we sell the click? It's through kind of copywriting, developing their pain points and stuff like that, outlining their pain points to sell the click. And it becomes another issue if you, or another dynamic to sell like opting in, but that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about ads. So we're just selling the click, right? I'm just laughing at Balajai and his daughter, cracking up. While overworked and underpaid med spa owners are still frustrated because they have no idea how to get people to walk in the door and use an expensive fancy new machine that they just bought that freezes fat and cellulite, or freezes fat or tightens skin. Do you see the difference there, Selma, in terms of like, and I'm not saying this is wrong. I'm just saying, hey, we've tested out the straightforward sell. It seems to be kind of not working, right? So let's test out what we know, kind of the foundation that I just said. We know where to go, right? We know their pain points, right? Does that make sense? So I'm not discounting this first and foremost. And I know Philip grew like this, but for me, especially, I went with like the kind of like, what's the pain points? What's this long-term deal? Let's tell a story of their actual pain points, right? So where they are now, right? Outlining the pain points, selling the dream where they want to be, and positioning ourselves as the vehicle to kind of get there. Right. All in this ad copy, right? And we're just selling the click. You know what I mean? So
tell me, on the left, you've got like number 3 lookalike, number 4, number 1. What does the numbers represent?
Just different ads.
Okay.
I just have now I have a number of testimonials that I just run.
Okay.
They're all the same copy. It's just different testimonials for me.
Great. Okay, it's just different videos in the gotcha.
Yeah, I'm basically just using one lookalike audience, which I got from JR, right? Same copy and different creatives. That's pretty much it.
Okay, and the creatives is just the testimonial videos.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Yeah, no worries, Balaji. This call is recorded, so it'll be sent to you guys. A key point here, Tin and Selma. I got this exactly from JR, is that system, whether it's a new system, new
Right.
solar system, new whatever, just say that. For whatever reason, people just go nuts about this new system.
Right.
And you could be just, Selma, you could just use my system and just call it new. You know what I mean? Just say new. Were you about to say something?
Yeah, so I've called mine my ATM system, automatic traffic machine.
Yeah, I for a marketer that makes sense, but what does that mean for a med spa?
That we're going to bring traffic to your, to your website. I mean,
But how many? Okay, for Tin 2, how many of your clients actually know about marketing? Like, oh, traffic.
Not much.
Yeah. Again, this goes to the foundation, guys, of selling the desire. Don't
Okay.
sell the attributes.
okay.
You know what I mean? Because if
Okay.
we sold you, think about this program, right? If we sold you on like, yeah, we'll teach you Facebook ads. What does that mean? What does that mean? You know what I mean?
Okay.
We sell the desire. So MedSpot cheat code system, you could say, I don't know, MedSpot client generating system, version 2.0, something like that. Solar system
Accelerator. That's
Yep.
what some people use.
2.0, something like that. And even in this program, we're going to change up the name, 6-figure human. Like, what does that even mean? What does that mean? It's
A human.
yeah, it's like, what? So it's so think of it this way. Like if you guys had a business card and you gave me your business card, if I could look at it and know what it is, like within reason, right? It's probably a good name. So just keep that in mind. Traffic, I mean, that could be like, okay, traffic. I'm not a marketer. I don't know what that means. I could infer what that means, but is that what I really want? Traffic? No, I want booked appointments. I don't want traffic. I want sales. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So really this should have said like MedSpot client cheat code system or something like that. So this is picking apart my own copy, right? So this, even my MedSpot client or cheat code system is not really straightforward, right? So pick up on that too. This ad could probably be a lot better if I was a little bit more clear on that. You know what I mean? So that, if you want clients, what if clients were inquiring about your med spa services 24/7 without ever having to rely on those deal sites ever again and generate clients who actually show up to their booked appointments? That's pretty specific, guys. You know what I mean? That's pretty specific. But how did I know that? I funnel hacked. I got on calls. I noted their pain points and I put it in a copy, right? So, I mean, I think at this point when I wrote this, like I got this straight from, well, I didn't copy it 100%, but I kind of took like components of like Patient Rhino and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, people have a issue dealing with no-shows for med spas, right? Let me put that in the copy. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Kind of behavioral psychology stuff where it's like, now you've come all this way in your med spa journey and the goal you set for yourself is still distant. If this cheat code system can get you that clarity and reignite the flame inside of you to build, grow, and serve the community, wouldn't it be worth clicking the link below and doing some homework on us to see if we're legit? Again, guys, we are selling the click. You know what I mean? So if I'm reading this, I'm like, you know what? This dude, he's speaking to my pain points. I'm going to click. Listen, I have nothing to lose. Let me just click on the ad. And then the next portion, right? The next portion of the funnel, we have to work on optimizing that. But does that make sense? Selling the click.
Yes.
Cool. Selma, for
Should I
you.
set up my ads like, okay, tell me.
Huh?
I was going to say, should I set up my ad in the format that you have it so that it's video testimonials and not a picture?
No, I mean, yes, because you have them. I was assuming that you didn't have them, but yeah, I would do that. I would do that. And how I do it is in Tin, you could do this too. I know Philip doesn't do that. He's never really been big on video testimonials. I have, but not to say it doesn't work, right? It's what I do is I use InShot. It's an app on my iPhone, right? I don't mess, even though I know Adobe Premiere, I just so it's like it takes so much time. I just literally download an app on my iPhone. I change the canvas and I make these white bars on top and I just make a headline. But for you, Selma, I would focus on funnel hacking,
Okay.
developing that messaging, and then creating copy that kind of emulates this,
Okay.
right? Focusing on those pain points. Make sense?
Yes, 100%.
I think that'll prove well for you because at least with me, especially with med spas, they're a different sell than solar, right? Not to say that this straightforward copy doesn't work. I've worked with franchise owners that are just money driven. Like, what's the numbers, right? What's the return? It's like, okay, like here it is. You know what I mean? But majority of the people that I sell now currently are, all have families. They've been burned by marketing agencies in the past. They're sick of, again, Groupon, stuff like that. So the foundation is to develop these pain points and put that into the copy and then sell the click. Make sense? Cool. So any questions before we move on, Selma, on your ads? I want to make sure that you kind of have the direction of where to take it. You're on mute.
So I'll create new ads and the copy, and I'll run it by you and fill it before I go live.
Yep. And you notice that I didn't copy and post it to you. You can of course look at my Facebook library and look at my ads, but I would encourage you to follow the steps and write it yourself because that's the only way.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I didn't post there. You can of course you can literally go in my Facebook ad library and look at my copy, but I'm not going to give it to you here on this call because I want you to do it. Cool. Yep. Cool. Tin, are you running ads yet or no?
Not yet, just organic right now.
Okay, cool. So for you, we're just gonna follow Philip's exact steps because you already know he has the secret sauce to ads for him.
Right.
Yeah. So follow that. Cool, guys. So a refined messaging allows the confidence to outline pain points in the discovery call. And Selma, you and I have worked through discovery calls. Tin, you and I haven't yet, right? But we will. But just a precursor for when we do, a red flag is in the discovery call. If you're talking way too much, that's a red flag. Can you tell me why? Tin?
I think it's because the point of the discovery call is to learn more about them. If you're talking too much, then you're not really listening to what they're having to say.
Dude, 100%, bro. There it is, man. The point of the point of the discovery call is to sell the demo, right? And we do this just by basically asking questions, right? Hey, what motivated you to hop on a call? Hey, what are you currently doing to get complete strangers into booked appointments for your med spa, or in this case, leads for solar, right? What is the current strategy? And then most importantly, psychologically poking holes in their game. Like, hey, how confident are you on relying this to scale your business, right? Let them talk. And there's been many times, guys, where they're like, hey, I need this. Like, I need Client Swipe. Like, where have you been? Like, this is like the best thing since sliced bread. Like, you've hit on everything that I needed to hear. And I'm like, great, that's awesome. And in my mind, I'm like, I said nothing. I I just asked questions the whole time, bro. You know what I mean? It's that mentality that's helped me. But also, we're just diagnosing problems. Like you said, Tin. Like, if we were to try to sell them, it would probably, unless you're equipped for that on a one call close and you have a VSL and stuff like that, and you kind of know the messaging to one call close them. And I'm at that point now. I don't know where you guys are at. We still recommend the 2-call close, especially if you're first starting out. But especially with the discovery, it's all about just outlining those pain points. And to tie it in here, and I know that we're coming up on the hour. Doesn't really matter to you guys because you're going to be on this next coaching call, right? Is the reason why I'm really so important to create this sheet, right? Is because If you know the messaging, you know the pain points, you know, am I still sharing? No. If you know this, right? If I can make my ideal client believe that my new opportunity is the key to what they desire most and is the only attainable through my process, then all objections become irrelevant and they must invest. Guys, like objections, you'll overcome objections like a boss, right? I guarantee you 100%. One of the things that I'm doing recently right now is, I know I believe Philip's talked to you guys about downsells yet. And if we haven't, we'll get to it, right? Having a backup or having a contingency plan if like, hey, oh man, $4,000, that's kind of pricey, man. And I literally sold this. I literally said this the other day. I was like, hey, I totally get that. You know, what price do you think is fair? Right? It's like, I don't know, $1,700. I was like, okay, cool. Well, what I'm going to do is I'll drop that to 1,500 times 3. And if it makes sense, let's go ahead and do it. Okay, cool. Let's go. You know, stuff like that. But I couldn't really develop those skill sets if I didn't understand what their pain points are, to get that confidence and to truly believe, like, if they don't invest with me, right, I'm doing them a disservice. And to get them to believe like ClientSwipe is the only way to grow their med spa, it's like, hey, I have the ability to overcome everything just because I walk through the steps. I started from creating a high ticket offer, developing the messaging, focus on selling the click, focus on selling the demo, focus on selling the my services on the demo call, right? Simply because it started from understanding them on a deeper level. Does that make sense, guys? Cool. I'm gonna pause here for questions here, and we're gonna end it a little early because I'm doing the next coaching call. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What you guys thought of today's call. I'll start off with Tin because it's my first time meeting you, man.
I enjoyed it. I really like how you made it clear of each step of the pipeline. Like the beginning, you're setting in the intro call, you're setting the demo. In the demo, you're setting the offer, right? And so on. So, you know, that really makes it more clear in my mind, the objective of each step. Like when I'm in a demo call, I'm not trying to sell my service or anything. I'm focused on setting them onto getting on a demo call with me. 100%. So I think, you know, that's really, that's one of the big things I got out of the call today.
100%. Selma?
Same thing. I mean, I need to go back and refine my ads and and also my website so that it's clear.
Yeah. 100%. And we'll go more into depth in that, Selma, for your funnel too. Balaji, I think you're with your daughter, but for the sake of this recording, so today's homework for everybody is, one, if you have clients already, or if you have a list, do these quick wins. If you don't, put these in the back pocket, right? Secondarily is, if you haven't done this, create a high ticket offer, go ahead and do that, right? You can click in here, make a copy for yourself and fill this out. And I've included the video here of a previous coaching call where we go over this, right? And it'll dictate, I promise you, everything that we outlined today. Make sense? Cool, guys. I'm going to stop here 5 minutes early because I'll see you in 5 minutes on the next coaching call. So yeah, great call today, guys. And we'll see you in 5 minutes.
All right. Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you.